Brian McKnight, are you okay? Brian McKnight posted this really cryptic Instagram post claiming that he won some sort of big lawsuit, seemingly against his ex-wife, for $8.8 million. But it's the weird, cringy smiling and the energy around his voice that is, first of all, creeping me out. But not only that, Brian McKnight Jr., I'll put in quotes because that was the original Junior. And if you haven't been following the story, he had another baby with this new woman and he named that baby Brian McKnight Jr. Well, his son, his biological son, is now speaking out in regards to what his father posted on social media.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So, as I said to you before, I've covered so many stories recently in the last couple of years in regards to Brian McKnight and the ups and downs of his relationship with his family. The last report that we did was talking about Nico McKnight, who had passed away after a battle with cancer, which led to more back and forth in regards to what Brian did for his son or did not do for his son. Was he there for his son? We've done multiple videos. I don't want to rehash everything because this video will be long enough. But then I randomly saw Brian McKnight's post show up on my timeline where he is grinning that he won this $1 million lawsuit seemingly against his wife. And I say seemingly because, first of all, we don't know what the lawsuit was about. He plays a clip where it is his first wife, the one that he allegedly cheated on and other things. We hear a voice note from her. So let me play that for you and then we'll get to more thoughts.
It's been a long journey getting to this day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here in the English countryside, about an hour and a half outside of London, and the verdict is in. We've been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our lawyer do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals $8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone and everyone that helped promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. That from my voicemail is the voice of a liar.
Do not text Nico again.
I had to pause it because, as you can see, he's playing the voice note from his ex-wife, but there's a video of him jumping and kicking in the air like something's not right. And new Mrs. McKnight, you should be very concerned because the way that he's treating his ex and his family, his biological children, and look, we don't know the full story. I'm not saying that these kids have been perfect. However, based off what we've seen and covered and when it comes to Brian McKnight in recent years, please understand, lady, you better be paying attention. I'm not wishing this on you. I'm just saying, pay attention to how people treat those around them. They might be treating you all good today until you do something that they don't like.
Not call Nico again. Leilani, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I am very serious about this. I am very serious about this. Do not text him, period. Period. Please understand that. And Brian, you know me. You know me. And you know that I mean what I'm saying to you.
So here's the thing where I'm confused. I don't know what that voice note is supposed to prove, because I remember when Nico died that she had posted, Nico's mother posted that referred to herself as Mama Bear, and then Brian McKnight took some digs at her in his post celebrating the life, I'll put in quotes, celebrating the life of Nico. So there's been a lot of back and forth between these two, but I didn't even know that there was any sort of lawsuit between Brian McKnight and his ex-wife. And I don't know where I need to find the court documents because I have not found anything. I haven't looked. I will just say that. But just the way that Brian came to social media with this, and with that just weird smile and just cockiness. Okay. The last time we reported on Brian McKnight and his family drama, we also reported to you that there were some dates that Brian McKnight has had that have been canceled due to people saying, I can't even listen to Brian McKnight music anymore. So let me play for you what Brian McKnight Jr., the original, I'll have to say, had to say in defense of his mother.
I've tried, man. I've tried really, really hard to not touch on shit, to let it go, to be the bigger person, to be mature, to be something. But the shit going on with my dad right now, man. If y'all aren't seeing what's happening, if y'all aren't seeing the fact that this is just a very hurt and a very emotionally unavailable and not intelligent person, the person that is still have not been able to handle the death of his own mother, the things that we're seeing him go through right now, to decide to make certain posts on my late brother's birthday. Say what you want, dog, but the gloves are off for me, just to keep it real. And and the thing about it is, it's like, I get it, man. You know, our parents, they're humans too. They've gone through things too. Whatever the grievances they have against each other, whatever. My issue is, though, man, you don't want me to start talking about the things that I had to deal with in my childhood, the things that I will take to my grave, the things that my brother took to his grave, that we could put out there, the things that we could say as a son, as a teenager, as a 15-year-old that my brother was when we started touring, the things that we went through together, the things that we actually saw, the things that we actually lived with and dealt with because our dad wasn't emotionally intelligent enough nor mature enough to actually be a father. You don't want that. And without even getting too deep, man, it's like to do it on my brother's late birthday, my baby brother's heavenly birthday, his first heavenly birthday. This is the post you decide to make? That's not petty? You don't think people are going to realize that that's ridiculous? And that it's obviously strategic? Who are you trying to hurt if it's not me and my mother and our family? Who are you trying to hurt? Who are you trying to hurt, man? Which has always been my issue. Which is why way back when that started all this, I made the post that I made because I knew that this was the only thing that would get you, man. Maybe that was my fault. I've taken accountability for it. But it's become obviously clear, and maybe not even just me, and I'm hoping to the masses that we're dealing with someone that has unchecked trauma that they're not dealing with. So in closing, man,
I will say this, and I have to give Brian McKnight Jr. credit. The amount of grace he's still giving his father because of whatever trauma Brian McKnight Sr. has gone through over the years, I can appreciate that he's still giving grace. Like, you know what? He's still a human being as a parent. That shows a lot of emotional intelligence. The other element, because one of the last stories that we did cover was the death of Nico, and I didn't even realize that Brian McKnight decided to post this video mocking his ex-wife, his once wife, and the mother of his children. He decided to post this on Nico's birthday, which I'm sure all of them are hurting. Every single person, including, remember, the uncle was the one who came out and confirmed that Nico had passed away. Brian McKnight took a shot at his own brother. And mind you, if you remember the video that we showed you of Brian's brother talking about Nico, it was no shade towards Brian McKnight. He actually gave Brian McKnight a lot of grace. He was very neutral, but he was more so celebrating the life of his nephew. But that told me a lot about who Brian McKnight Sr. is and what he is dealing with over there. But I do find it very interesting that Junior is saying that there's a lot of stuff that they could say that they have not said. A lot of stuff that Nico took to his own grave and has not said. I believe it, because if you've been following Hot Topics as long as I've been following Hot Topics, there's a lot of rumors that have been out there about Brian McKnight. Yup. We are not going to rehash them at this particular point, but I wonder what Brian McKnight Jr., the original, has to say. But okay, let's continue to hear what he has to say.
Just to keep it real, this isn't the last time I'm going to talk about this, because I've realized that maybe it's time for me to start talking about this kind of stuff. Maybe it's time for me to start not airing shit out, but being vulnerable enough and open enough as someone that has lived an insane life. I'm going to start talking about these things, man. It's unfortunate that we're going through this with my father. It's unfortunate that y'all are watching my father and my mother duke it out publicly. But what I can assure you is, though, the truth will be revealed. You'll feel it. You'll know it to be true. If you actually have a heart, if you actually have a soul in you, you at the very least try, you'll see the truth.
Shout out to our friends over at TMZ. So we're going to have a better idea as to what Brian McKnight was celebrating on social media when it comes to his ex-wife. So according to TMZ, so Brian McKnight is already declaring a victory in his defamation case against his ex-wife, Julie McKnight, after she didn't appear in court. So he probably got like a default judgment. All she has to do is appeal that. Brian filed a motion for a default judgment and is waiting for the court to sign off to make his win official. But the technicality didn't prevent Brian from celebrating, because he has not been awarded anything. He went to social media prematurely. The R&B legend posted a video of himself smoking a cigar, as I just showed you, saying that the verdict is in. It isn't, according to TMZ. According to courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals $8.8 million. The suit alleges that Julie made false claims about Brian in her book, Mama Bear Beautifully Blended, basically calling him an abusive husband and neglectful father to their children. I mean, there are so many rumors. We could really go back to yesteryear in regards to the rumors that what Julie McKnight went through. I need to read Julie's book. Because I want to see if any of those rumors that we've heard over the years were actually true. The gleeful video continues with Brian running around and clicking his heels while a voicemail ostensibly from Julie plays. Do not text Nico. Do not call Nico. Again, the voice note demands. Brian, you know me, and you know I mean what I'm saying to you. Nico was her son who died from cancer at the age of 32 years old. Again, the message played over Brian literally skipping. On October 6th, the parties involved in the case were given 21 days to respond, so stay tuned to see how it turns out. So that's what is happening here. I believe that Brian McKnight is prematurely celebrating some sort of $8.8 million default judgment. Julie, please respond to this, because we don't need you to pay for you telling your truth. And I'm going to have to go get that book and read the book, because I need to know, is it true about you? Anyway, if you've been following the Hot Topics as long as I've been following the Hot Topics, then you already know some of the stories. There are so many stories. Shout out to Wendy Williams, girl. We miss you. Anyway, that is the update. So it seems as if he is prematurely celebrating a default judgment. He's asked for a default judgment, but he has not been granted a default judgment yet. All right, we're going to continue to follow this story, guys. If you enjoy hot topics like this, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Let's continue this conversation in the comments section. As always, thanks for watching.
Here we go now.